Ryan Depaulo might be in kind of a little bit more serious mode with those headphones on. We saw him hunt off into Ana Marquez's top set, one of the previous day ones. I think he's looking for a little revenge here.
2 days ago, I was ready to kill myself. And yesterday, we had an amazing day, reconnected with the jungle gods. Now, I made the field soft enough for Rob to play today. I guess his other plan was to...
I wasn't going to play.
Nah, what were you going to do? Anyway, our hope is rejuvenated. We were fucking so happy we satellited in. Now we have all of ourself in this. We didn't need to sell. And we're back at 1 o'clock. And Rob told me something that I won't tell the vlog now, but maybe later.
Teaser. Oh, that's great.
He loves drama.
Don't you think he's the most drama?
Like Perez Hilton.
So I'm with Boeckholt in the lounge, studying. We have aces. I think we just fold, all in.
Calls.
He called?
We got
Get in there. All right, we're here. We're ready to start in a second. John Party's at our table, but whatever. All right, baby, we're back. We got our way in with the satellite. Lucky-ass mulligan. You could see it in the last vlog if you didn't watch. Miracle run, $400. We get back into this $5,000 timed cash game. We must survive 2 days to convert it to cash. The blinds increase. You know the deal. The cage, America's card room. We sit down and we have a tough table. It's only 5-handed, but John Party is there, making 20% of our table. Unbeatable God legends. One of the early hands, the button raises to 80. We are in the big blind with queen 10 off. We defend. We make the call for 80. The flop comes 10, 9, 6. We check. He checks back. The turn comes a queen. We have now top 2 pair. We got to get some money in this pot. We lead $75 into the 205, and the gentleman calls. The river comes an ace, and we are very happy with this. We think this is a great card to get paid. When the button checks back on this board and then defends turn, it just has a lot of ace-x. So the question is, how much money can we get an ace to call and look like we're bluffing? I don't know. The pot is about $350, and we decide to go $425, and he tanks and then folds eventually. And when I ask him, what'd you have, like ace-jack? He smirks and then later admits it that he had ace-jack of spades. You know, we know we're up against a good player now, but nice little pot. John Party raises the hijack to $75. The button calls the 75. We're in the small blind and we look down at ace-queen of hearts. We 3-bet. We pump it up to $450. Jonathan folds, and the button calls. We're heads up to a flop in the biggest pot of the day, an hour and a half into it. $1,000 in the middle along with 10% of our stack. Let's flop well. The flop comes ace 10-10 with 1 heart. We bet $250. He folds. Nice win. John Party raises the hijack to $80. Only God knows why he changed his size now from 75 to 80, like literally he doesn't even know. Anyway, it folds to us in the small blind, and we look down at pocket 9s. We decide to 3-bet to $400, and the big blind, who's been playing pretty tight, go ahead and cold 4-bets to $900. John folds, and in-game we're like, we have to peel because either we're going to be able to check call 1 street and get to showdown maybe, or just flop a set, and we're almost getting the price to set mine, putting in 500 when the effective stacks behind are around 5K. So we go ahead and call the 500 more. You know, there's $1,900 in the pot. Let's flop well. The flop comes king 8-5, 2 clubs, 1 heart, and without a club or any back doors, we check knowing we're just going to check fold. He bets 625 and we do fold. We have 5,400 on the first little break, and we're doing fine. No real pots except we've 3-bet a bunch of times. We called that 4-bet, as you saw, and that was correct to call the 4-bet. All good.
Hey, what's up, Brian?
The button is raised to $80. The small blind calls the $80. We're in the big blind with king jack off or jack king off. We squeeze to $425. They both fold. We're in the cutoff with ace 7 off. We raise to $75. The big blind calls. A good player. We're heads up to a flop. Flop comes king 7-5 with 2 clubs, 1 diamond. He checks. We bet $55. And he check raises to $220. We call, knowing he's good, knowing he could have a lot of straight draws, flush draws, all types of shit. There's $635 in the pot now. Things are escalating. The turn comes, the 8 of whatever. He bets $275 into the 635. And right now, we can mix, call, and fold. We probably should fold. I don't know. But we end up calling. Either is fine. But now there's $1,185 in the pot going to the river to 2 of your mom. He bets $1,350 over betting the pot. And we were so tempted to call, but eventually we don't. We think better of it. He later told me he had 10-6 of diamonds, which makes sense. I believe him. We got bluffed. Chalk it up to the game. All good. The hijack raises to $80. We're on the button. We have 9-7 of diamonds. We go ahead and call. John Party in the big blind calls as well. 3 ways to a flop. It comes 8, 5, 4, 2 clubs, 1 diamond. Both players check to us, and we bet $125 with our gut shot and backdoor flush draw. John snap calls, and the good player now raises to 500. We go ahead and decide to call. I know it's questionable, but we have position. We have our gut shot. We have our backdoor flush draw. We have 1 over the top pair. It's a small raise. Anyway, we call the 500. John folds. So we're heads up to the turn with now 1,385 in there. The turn comes Jack of Hearts, and he checks to us after check raising. We now have a double gutter. I think we have to go for it. We bet 650 into the 1,385, and thank God he folds. Nice little win of a pot. Feels good, man. We're in the hijack with ace 4 of hearts. We raise to $80. The cutoff calls. Big blind, then 3 bets to $400. This is a good 4-bet bluff hand. There's someone between us, though, so it's a little stupid, but that's never stopped us in the past. So we go ahead and 4-bet bluff to $900. The cutoff folds, but the big blind then jams, and we just donated another $900 in a 4-bet pot. It's okay. $4,300 in the next break, going to the feature table.
We're moving to the feature table again, so it'll be easier to vlog. We're playing fine, like we did the first one. We just gotta not spaz it off in one fucking random hand.
I'm for sure fucked. I'm fucked.
Rob bitching.
Every single time.
Rob's complaining. Ready to be where you belong, baby? Prime time? The important people are here now, Renee. What do you have?
52.
So you're down 45? That sounds about right for you.
We're back. Let's not punt. That's the plan.
Oh, he has a 5K plaque? Damn, that's all Christian right there.
Ryan Depaulo might be in kind of a little bit more serious mode, a little bit in the tank with those headphones on. We saw him, unfortunately, punt off into Ana Marquez's top set, one of the previous day ones, and I think he's looking for a little revenge here.
Blinds are now $25.50 with a $5 ante. Hand number 1, right as the stream starts, we're caught with our hand in the cookie jar, as they say. We've 3-bet with King Jack off, but we get 4-bet, dude has Ace King. What am I gonna do? We lose $450, first hand of the feature table. We have about $3,700 in our stack, or 75 big blinds to start this hand. Folds to us in the cutoff, and we look down at King 8 of spades. We raise to $125, and on the button, our man's Gwine, who we have history with, decides to 3-bet to $365. Now, this is relevant for this hand, our history. He is the one in a vlog in April when I was down here in Costa Rica for another ACR trip. He had triple barrel bluffed us unsuccessfully because we flopped trips. But this history with him, that he's capable of this, plays into this hand. Anyway, he 3-bets to 365. It folds back to us, and we go ahead and make the call. The flop comes King, Queen, 7. We check. He bets 260. We're not going anywhere with top pair. We make the call. And then the turn comes pretty bad for us. It's a jack. We haven't improved. We have nothing else. We check, and he bets 825. Now, at this point, I'd fold against most opponents, but unfortunately, our history got in my head. I thought he may be more capable of bluffing because I know that he has in the past. I kind of leveled myself into losing $825. Pretty stupid call, but I mean, it's not. Who the fuck? Whatever. I thought in the game that he might turn Ace Jack into a bluff here or some shit. So we realized one street later, when he goes all in, that he has the best hand. One street later than we should have. Now we're down to $2,300. We get a little bluff through, getting some minor revenge on him, blind versus blind. Despite looking so nervous, I'm like the meme of that kid in class who can't wait to tell you something.
And he is going to let it go. Ryan, get one through.
So for this hand, we have about 2,500 in our stack, or 50 big blinds. Folds around to the small blind. The kid I mentioned earlier, who's clearly good but has not played live much, he just limps the 50 in the small blind. We're in the big blind and look down at pocket 9s. We got to raise it up. We raise to $175, but my man's now re-raises to $600. In game, I'm thinking how juicy this looks. I want the 600. I technically should or could just call here in position, but at 50 big blinds, it's fine to get it all in. It's the higher variance route. I could have gone less variant in this format, but then I wouldn't be a DJ. Whatever, I don't want to be a DJ. I just thought it was the best play. So I jam all in. Unfortunately, this guy calls, and you can go to the fucking run out.
And he's going to need that 9-ball. Can't find it on the flop. 2 cards to come. Valentin just trying to hold. And Ryan not feeling good about this. And that is going to seal his fate. Our boy Depaulo hits the rail for a second time. GG's, my friend.
So disappointed. That sucks that I busted. I'm gonna check 9s right now. It was like 50 bigs, blind versus blind. I feel like with ante, I just gotta get it in. It's fine, blind versus blind with ante, I think, although the ante's small. I don't know. I mean, just 10s versus 9s, you know? Poker stings, the highs and lows you saw this trip. But I feel much better than I did after the first bullet where I absolutely obliterated it, you know what I mean? It just sucks. I'm bummed. I gotta study, bro.
Sorry, we're at dinner. We're less miserable. Whatever.
I'm done.
My hat off. So we're playing a $660 one-day mystery bounty. I don't think it'll be a very big field, but it'll be fun to play a one-day tournament. Let's go do that. Alright, so we're 2 hours in and we have
400 chips more than starting stack.
45 people. Reds closes in an hour. Maybe we'll pull our first mystery bounty on the block.
No.
Make the booty bounce on the dance floor.
Now, he doesn't deserve any applause. He called with King Jack.